Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching today. As you can see by the title or perhaps the thumbnail, I am I'm going to use the word attempt, to build the Burrow from the Harry Potter series. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with the house, the Burrow. So I won't go into too much detail about what the house is, but basically it's just a really quirky home. It's sort of a basic house, but then it's had extensions added on, but the extensions that have been added on are sort of added on in a really interesting way. The Burrow that's in the film, the Harry Potter films, has sort of this great big overhanging extension, which is really cool. So I tried to do that in this build. I tried to do that sort of great big overhanging extension, and I think I did quite well. I'm quite pleased with the exterior look of this house. The furnishing is proving to be a little bit more difficult for me, I have to say. I am part way through furnishing the house, but I had to stop because it is kicking my backside. It's such a large house inside. You could easily fit 8 Sims in this house once it's all furnished, but oh my goodness, all those bedrooms and trying to make them all different and unique, and it's hard to furnish because particularly when you're going to publish yourself furnishing the house, because I know that everyone's interior taste is so different. So I want to make it Burrow-like in a sense, but then also suitable for lots of different people, so lots of different people could download it and play with it straight away. But to be honest, I don't think you're going to be able to do that with this home. I think you're going to want to download it and then switch up the interior a bit, because it's not going to be for everyone's taste. But anyway, enough about the interior. I'll have a whole other video to do that, because the interior decoration is going to be part 2, which will be up next Sunday. But for this Sunday, it's just the exterior and the landscaping. So what I decided to do is I decided to build a really bog standard simple home right off the bat, which is what I've done. And I wanted to make sure that I was going in the right direction with the home, because I didn't want to put 7+ hours into this build and then not like it. So what I did was I built the basic house, and then I started to add landscaping bits and pieces into the front of the home, so I could see that it was going in a direction that I wanted it to go in, and I saw that it did, so I carried on. I'm using quite a lot of get-together stuff in this build, because you guys know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, that I really do love British or European style builds. You won't really see any contemporary, modern or futuristic homes on my channel, just because they're not really what I enjoy to build, and this is a hobby for me. I don't want to spend my free time building things that I don't find fun. I mean, I might challenge myself in the future, but as of right now, I love doing traditional style homes. So when Get Together came out, and it came with a beautiful world of Windenburg and all those sort of Tudor-esque type furnishing and paneling, I was just so made up. I mean, for me, I would buy Get Together again just for the build and buy stuff, but that's because it's to my personal taste. I know tons of people really love The Sims 3 Into the Future for building, whereas I hardly ever used it because it's not to my personal taste. Anyway, I am rambling on, aren't I? I'm doing the overhanging extension now, and like I've said in previous videos, I'm not by nature a builder in The Sims. I do try, but I'm not, I'm no Deligracy or Sim Supply when it comes to building. So I did struggle a lot with this overhanging extension. You'll see me messing around with it a whole bunch. I couldn't get that front pillar. I couldn't get a second pillar to sit on top of the original, and I just had to mess with it a whole bunch. There's probably a really simple way to do it, but I'm not that familiar with building, so I had to build a room and then put pillars on top of it. Maybe that is the right way to do it, or maybe there's a better, oh excuse me, got the hiccups. I always seem to have the hiccups when I record. Maybe there's a better way to do it. If there is, I am unaware of it at this moment in time. So yeah, I eventually did get the pillars on top of each other, and I am happy that I did, because I know in the book it's supposed to, the burrow is like, the extensions on the burrow Harry describes as being held up by magic, so it's almost like they are overhanging and it couldn't be supported without magic. But I didn't want to leave it just overhanging like that because it looked a bit silly. Obviously The Sims 4 isn't magical. Well, it is magical, but you know, it's not, there's no magic in The Sims 4 yet. We haven't had like a supernatural expansion pack or anything like that, so I did want to put some support in there. I think it looks better that way. And now I realise that you can't build up anymore. So I realised that I can only have that many floors. How many have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4. You can only have 4 floors, and I've never realised up until this point that you could only have 4 floors. Of course you can have a basement, you have 2 levels of basement too, but I didn't put a basement on this build. You could add one if you wanted to, but I feel like there's enough space to be going along with anyway. So what I'm doing now is I'm just sort of painting the walls of the added on extensions with different types of wall patterns, so they do look like they are added on after the original home was built. I think they already look like that, but I was just sort of trying to reinforce that really, and this is where I really start to think, yes, this house is taking shape, it's looking decent. This is when I really do start to think, yeah, I like this build a lot. It is in Winsenburg, and I really love the location because it's right by like a little brook or stream or river, whatever you want to call it, and the burrow in the film is by a brook, stream or river, whatever you want to call it. So I do think the location fits really well, but when I upload it to the gallery I will move it to a different location because I haven't built it like on the front of the lot. So when I upload it to the gallery it's going to do like a side view, which will look rubbish, so I will be moving it before I upload it to the gallery. Not that that makes any difference really, you know, it doesn't make any difference. You can download it and put it in any lot you want, but I was just saying that. I'm all over the place today, guys. I'm really super nervous because I start my new job tomorrow, and oh, I don't want to be the new person. I've been in the same job for 5 years now, and it's going to be so weird going to a new job. So my mind's sort of I'm a bit scatterbrained at the moment because I'm thinking about that tomorrow and how I'm nervous about it, and yeah, I am really nervous. So forgive me if I'm a bit scatterbrained. I am just, yeah, preempting, not being able to remember everyone's name and not having to log on to the computer and answering the phone. Answering the phone I think is so hard when you're new because you don't know what to say and you don't know how to do the job yet, so when people ask you questions you don't know the answer. Oh, the stress of it is going to send me crazy, honestly. But anyway, let me not go on a tangent about that. We're talking about the build in question here, and the back was looking a bit plain Jane, so I added on a few extra little sticky outy bits at the back as well, so that we could, you know, it was interesting from the front and the back. And I really love the style of the home in the end. I think it looks really quite cool. And I'm using different, what is cool about The Sims 4 is you can use different roof textures on different roofs. I think in The Sims 3 they were all the same, so I can use different roof textures on the extension bits, which is really quite cool, and I do like a lot. I didn't really love the colour of that little extension on the left there, but I tried a few other options, but I went back to the original because it was just, I don't know, it was better than what I had originally gone with. And now I try to add on some roof textures, not roof textures, roof ornaments maybe, you know, like chimneys and, you know, little extra bits and bobs. And I don't know whether it's because I had move objects on. I may try this again when I don't have move objects on, but like none of the roof, like none of the chimneys or none of the actual windows, none of them sat on the roof properly. They were really awkward to place. It could be because I had move objects on. You see how they're like not going into the roof like they should be? So I will try and add those on. I do love those, and I'm going to try and add them on again when I don't have move objects on, because I feel like that was messing a little bit with the placement of them. It was being really, really awkward. Now what I decided to do with the windows of this build is I decided to make all of the windows different. Normally I would stick to a window on a build. I would be like, this is the window of choice, it's going all around the house, because typically that's what you would do. Like, you wouldn't when the window man comes, you wouldn't say I want a different window on each wall, because the window man would be like, why do you want that? That's stupid. And it would be. But this is the Burrow, and it's a place where nothing matches, and the fact that nothing matches makes it match. So I use all different kinds of windows, all different colours of windows. It's all higgledy-piggledy, just, yeah, it's all different, and that's what is great about it, I think, is it's not supposed to match, and it's not supposed to be glamorous. It's supposed to, what's the line? Oh, let me get this a sec. There's a line in the film which is awesome. Let me just find it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So when Harry first goes to the Burrow, Ron says to him, it's not much, but it's home. And Harry says, I think it's brilliant. And that is the Burrow in a quote perfectly. It's not much, but it's home. Yeah, it's not over glamorous. It's not something, you know, like some of those really cool modern houses on the island of Windenburg. It's not like one of them where you go, whoa, this is a really amazing house build, or it's a really amazing home. But you think, look at it and you go, you know what, it's sort of cool. In a weird way. That's the feel of the Burrow. So I hope you guys like it. I am always nervous when I upload builds, because I think I see other people's builds and I think mine is so not like that. What I did there was I just made that middle layer of the house, if you like, a higher level, a higher wall height, so that I could put some more cool windows on from Get Together, because I really liked some of the cool, interesting windows. I really wish that you could put windows anywhere, you know, like you could hold, like you can with a picture in The Sims 4, you hold Alt and you can just put them wherever you want. But windows, if you hold Alt, you can go up and down wherever you like, but you're restricted, you can't go side to side. It would be really awesome if you could go side to side as well, and you could get a window placed exactly where you wanted it. But alas, that is not to be. So that, I think, is all the windows on. And now I go with some flowers. I put lots of flowers up and around the house, and flower boxes. Really love flower boxes. I wish I had flower boxes on my own house, but I don't. I should probably get around to that, because I love them. I think they are so nice, and I make them all different colours, so they're all different and they're all mismatched, but I think they all look so pretty together. And now I think I really wanted to use that somewhere, because I love that, but it didn't fit anywhere, so alas, it was not to be. Then I found this box that I really liked, so I needed to find a home for that. So I stuck it on the side. Yeah, I stuck it there, I think. I really like that window box. I love everything that comes with Get Together, evidently. And now I go absolutely crazy with the ivy on the back of the house. I go crazy. I pretty much cover the back of the house in ivy. I was going to go with all different flowers, and then I thought, no, that looks silly. I'll just stick with pink, because it just matches better. And I really love ivy. My mum and dad, I told this story once before in a house build of mine, but we used to have ivy on my mum and dad's house, and they took it all down and we had to pull it off the walls because they didn't like it. But I love ivy. It's a great habitat for animals, and particularly small house birds. They love nesting in ivy. If you've got ivy on your house, embrace it. I know ivy can take over and it's a little bit crazy, but I love it. I'm a giant fan of ivy, and if there was ivy on my house, I would let it grow. I would let my house be covered in ivy. Maybe I should do a house build where I like cover the house entirely in ivy, so to the point where you can't even see the house under the ivy. Maybe that would be cool, but maybe it would be stupid. I don't know. So I go a bit crazy with the ivy, but I like it. And then I start dotting a few more plants and shrubbery around the front of the house, because the Burrow does have lots of mismatched shrubbery about the place for all of the gnomes to hide in. So we had to include lots of shrubbery. And now I think we go onto the back, and I tried to make a pond. Obviously there are no ponds in The Sims 4, but there are natural pools now. So I go into the back garden here and I make a pool, and then I make it the water green, and then I put some plants and whatnot in it. This again, it comes a get together. I was going to make it like a natural spring so you could like go in the water, and then I decided against it and took that ladder away, because I thought, no, I want it to be like a real proper pond. And to make it look natural, I went around the outside of the pond or pool and just covered it in rocks so you couldn't see that harsh line. It's not, I've seen it done better in other people's builds and stuff, but I like it. It's okay, I like it. It adds something different to the build. It adds something a little bit different, which I do really like in the end. So, you know, it's alright. And then I changed the colour of the bottom of the pool and also the walls as well. Not that you can really see it under the natural pool water, but still. And once I've gone around the edge of the pool with rocks, I just stick in lots of different shrubbery. You do have to have move objects on if you're going to do this though, because otherwise it won't let you place all the rocks that close to each other. It also won't let you put plants all around like that, like I've done there. But I really like how it turned out. There isn't a ton of outdoor activities, like proper good ones anyway. Like I know we have horseshoes that came with outdoor retreat, but I don't know, they don't have like proper stuff, do they? Like you can't, there isn't like a trampoline or a basketball hoop or anything super duper cool. So I decided that I would put a sort of outdoor seating area, like when Harry has his 17th birthday and they all eat outside because there isn't enough room inside the house. So I decided I would make it like that. So I got these get together banners around the table, and a whole bunch of chairs around the table, and yeah, I just tried to make it like you could have a birthday party outdoors. I got a bonfire there, again from Get Together of course, and then I just go around with the textures, just sort of, I don't know, making marks on the ground where people would stand a lot, make it a little bit more realistic I thought. So yeah, I'm not even sure when this video ends. I feel like it's quite soon though. I think I'll know because I start spinning around the house checking for things. I think it ends in like a minute, this video, but of course it isn't the end of the build. There is going to be part 2, which will be next Sunday, if I can finally get to grips with the furnishing, because the furnishing right now is causing me so much pain and I'm really not liking how it's turning out. So hopefully I can sort that out between now and next Sunday so that I can actually have that uploaded. But this is how it's turning out so far. I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and stay subscribed so you know when part 2 comes out, which will be the furnishing part. And give this video a thumbs up as well if you did like it, because it lets me know what sort of videos you guys are into. Yeah, so hopefully it's okay. I should stop being like this. I'm just all nervous about tomorrow, so I'm a bit all over the place, but yeah. I'm proud of myself. I really like how it turned out. So I shouldn't be so doubt myself so much, but I am really pleased with how the actual build has turned out. So now I think I go sort of spinning about the place, which means the video is about to end, so I'll wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Of course, leave me a comment so that I can chat to you I would love that very, very much. And subscribe, thumbs up. Thank you